New tonight, a story people find bizarre and perplexing. There are new efforts to stop a sex robot brothel from opening in Houston. The city council is now getting involved. They're creating an ordinance that would prevent the business from opening.
So we'd like to know what you think. Do you agree with the city's plan? Grab your phones, go to the KHU 11 News app or KHU.com/vote now. The brothel, by the way, was supposed to open last week on Richmond near the Galleria. Matt Doherty live with the very latest on the story. Matt?
Guys, if this ordinance passes, nobody would be able to have sex with robots at this business or any other one across the city. A lot has happened since we first told the city about the plans for the sex robot brothel coming to town. City inspectors found where the brothel was opening up, took a look at what contractors were doing without a permit, and put the brakes on the business. In newly obtained inspection report documents, you can see what code enforcement officers found. Showers being installed, electrical wiring, and other fixtures. All of it, the documents state, were being performed without a permit. Inspectors say they believe Suite 225 was being renovated to become some sort of a strip club. We know it was supposed to be a sex robot brothel.
It's really about giving someone another option of how to be loved.
One of the brothel's employees told us on Friday the business is needed in Houston, but the mayor and opponents felt otherwise and vowed to fight the business from opening its doors. In the proposed ordinance, on-premise use of devices or other items intended to provide sexual stimulation or sexual gratification would be banned. Now, if passed, the ordinance would not prevent the business from selling those sex robots on site. However, it would not allow people to use them. Reporting live from the Richmond Strip, standing for Houston, Matt Doherty, KHU 11 News.
All right, Matt, thank you for the very latest. And of course, we'll follow this story and we'll let you know the outcome of Wednesday's vote at City Council, both on air and on KHOU.com.